Salutations, Hasbro stockholders, and thank you for meeting with me today. As you know, I am Wizards of the Coast Chief Executive in charge of financial disasters, and thus Double Masters is within my purview. I have heard many of your concerns that the Double Masters product is not disastrous enough. Well, I am here to assure you that there are levels of disaster, good sirs, that you have not ever dreamt of. Like, for example, let's say I was to take one of the 2 rares in a Double Masters pack and replace it with a worthless M21 common. How do you think they would react to that? Now, gentlemen, now that I have impressed you, I must away. I am expected at one of Rudy's eyes wide shut parties. A toodaloo! Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles, and welcome to welcome to another Double Masters video. I thought we were done. Every time I think I'm out, they drag me back in, all right? So, it's like a glitch in the Matrix or something, man. Like, honestly, the amount of things that have happened just blow my mind. So what do we have going on this time? We have a scenario that's been documented on video by, I'm just gonna call him Curbs. He's got some, it's like Curbs 97, something like that. I'll have the Reddit post in the description of the video so you can go and watch the actual footage if you want to of this guy opening booster packs and just getting reamed, basically. So I'm not laughing at him getting reamed. I'm laughing at the absurdity of the situation. Like, it's so beyond anything that I could conceive of. So Double Masters is supposed to have 2 rares per pack, right? That's the whole selling point. That's the whole selling point of the product. So it's supposed to have 2 rares. But Curbs here, and that's an appropriate name, let's be real, because Curbs got curb stomped by Wizards. Basically, what happened with good old Curbs here is in 4 different booster packs, instead of one of the rares, there was literally a Magic 2021 common. Instead of one of the rares. Like, I struggle to even understand how it's possible. And I can see there are other people who are confused about it as well. You can see in the comments, there are people, it's fun. Some of the comments are silly. Like, the people who are skeptical, it's fine to be skeptical of things. I completely get that, right? That's my default setting. When people come to my channel and are like, I have inside information or whatever, I'm like automatically skeptical. It's like, I don't feel like that's going to be a valid scenario. So the video footage looks pretty real to me. Some people are trying to say that this guy got a rebox because these all came from the same box of Double Masters as far as I understand the situation. So there are people trying to say that he got a rebox where basically somebody had already purchased that box, opened the packs, taken stuff out and replaced it with M21 cards. And I mean, there's a couple of reasons to think that's fairly ridiculous. One is the fact that only one of the rares is missing. If you're going to be like, there are different types of repackers. There's the I don't care at all repackers who will shove Magic cards in there, Lord of the Ring cards, Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it is. You just pull out a mishmash. You'd be lucky not to find a sugar packet. I'm having a hard time here, man. My brain is shutting down. So you get what I'm saying. Like, some people who repack it, but then they don't care, and it's all who cares, right? And if you're gonna do that, you wouldn't just put one M21 common in there, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And if you're somebody who's more meticulous, because the more meticulous repackers, to reduce the chances of getting caught, will replace whatever they've taken out of a pack. So for example, they've taken the rare out of a pack because there's a good rare and a good uncommon from the pack, they'll replace that with a rare and an uncommon from the exact same set. So unless you're somebody who really knows the signs to look for on a repack, you're just going to end up feeling like you got a bad box. But that can normally happen, and that allows the scammer to get away scot-free. I've read descriptions of people opening boxes and going, everything was fine until I got to a certain pack and realized, wait, that opened way too easily. And then I started inspecting the booster packs, because if you're just ripping through a booster box, you're not going to stop and inspect the packaging most of the time. So the fact that it's just a like one M21 common that's replacing a rare from the pack automatically makes me think that there's a very low likelihood of this being a repacker, and it seems like a factory error. When you add into that, when you watch the video, there are valuable cards left in the packs. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a Dark Depths in there. You're not going, if you're opening these packs and taking out value cards, you're not going to leave Dark Depths in there. So that to me fairly rules out the idea overall of, are these repacks? I don't believe these are repacks, right? Secondly, you've got video footage that doesn't have any sort of unfortunate editing situations. And by that, I mean, I recently did a video where I talked about the possibility of God VIP packs. And from the video footage that was presented at the time, it did not feel like genuine video footage. It felt like it had been doctored, possibly. I didn't really come down one way or the other and say absolutely whether I thought that it was real or fake, but I was not really like believing in it because, like I said, skeptical, right? That's the position that I have. However, it turns out that a number of other sources did indeed open VIP God packs in a similar fashion from footage that wasn't all cut up and feeling like more questionable. So the footage for this one doesn't feel questionable to me. I mean, obviously draw your own conclusions by watching it, make up your own mind about it. I'm not saying definitively that this has occurred, but it makes way more sense to me that this would be a factory error, even if my brain goes, how do you get M21 cards into these Double Masters packs at all? And I mean, what's going on right now with Wizards printing processes is obviously we know there's been this worldwide slowdown, not as many people are working, all kinds of scenarios, but it's led to some massive quality issues over at like Wizards of the Coast with the stuff that they're making. Like Jumpstart is probably the worst product ever released in terms of straight up misprints and errors with the booster packs. I'm not talking about there being like, this is a different scenario. I'm talking about literally just, check it out. They're missing their foil stamps. Check it out. These cards are printed up with the backs upside down on them. Check it out. These are double printed. Like, Jumpstart has brought new misprint types that I didn't even know existed into the universe. And when you go, like, I hang out in misprint Facebook groups and stuff like that, and they talk about how, someone puts up a Jumpstart misprint and they go, how common is this? And they're just like, well, it is Jumpstart. It's actually way rare to get non-messed up cards with Jumpstart, it seems. So these products are going to be printed roughly around the same time, right? Jumpstart was the precursor release to Double Masters. I don't mean they're connected in any way. I just mean that was, unless Wizards moves the production schedule around and I don't know anything behind the scenes, it seems like it went Jumpstart, Double Masters. And they had massive issues with Jumpstart specifically, and Jumpstart does feature a correlation together of M21 cards and the specifically printed for Jumpstart cards, right? So it could be a scenario where the M21 card is specifically somehow got miscorrelated and originally came from Jumpstart packs. I guess another theoretical situation is they print the cards on these big like printout sheets, right? And depending on how they're doing it, there will be extra slots on the sheet that are either filled with like blank filler cards, or they'll have black printing on them. It says discard. Some say void. There's different variations that are used that all basically say like, throw these away. Don't keep them. It could turn out that instead they just had basic lands put into like one of those extra slots on a page, and they somehow got slotted in instead of the rares. I mean, I don't know the exact printing process that Wizards uses. I don't know exactly how it works, but it seems logical to assume that when they're having all these errors with the Jumpstart product, all these problems are going on, like so many, and then they're probably using the exact same facility to produce double masters. So the likelihood of this being a factory error to me seems very high. Now it's absolutely mind-boggling the sheer amount of problems that they're running into, because I mean, it should still be the same process as always to make cards, right? Like the companies that print the cards for Wizards, they're not new to the business, are they? Am I mistaken? Do they have way more print options in terms of different companies that will print cards for them? I thought there's only a handful of facilities out there in existence that could even process cards for Wizards of the Coast. So I don't know like exactly why we're seeing so many new misprints. I feel like it's a combination of the worldwide situation and not enough manpower, I guess, maybe to catch the error cards before they somehow make it to booster packs, I guess. Like a combination of that. And I also suspect that Wizards of the Coast is always looking to save as much money as possible. So if there's like a new printer they can go with that will cost them less money, or maybe even a printer they've been with before that will cost them less money to go with, then maybe they're just hopping around. And as they hop around trying to save this money, each time it's almost like being with that company for the first time, because they have to adjust to how to make your product and whatever. Like, I honestly have a really hard time seeing how the M21 cards got in there instead of rares. Like, it's such an out there factory error, but it also, when I look at everything from like a logical standpoint, I don't think there's any other conclusion that you can really come to than, like, I mean, you could say that the guy's faking it, but I don't see what he stands to gain from faking 4 M21 rares in a double masters pack, combined with the fact that it doesn't seem like sketchy doctored evidence that he has there. So you put those together and go, I mean, yeah, sometimes people will just lie and make things up for attention or pull one over on other people. And hey, it's not like that's a big deal. We're just talking about magic cards or whatever. But I feel like this is an actual genuine situation. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if in the comment section started to see other people sounding off about how the same kind of thing happened to them. Because that seems to be what's happening with a lot of the Double Masters issue videos that I've been putting out. There's a lot of people chiming in with their dissatisfaction, and it is correct to be dissatisfied in the circumstances. It's not really reasonable what's going on. But I mean, at the end of the day, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what you can do. You can come on over to my lore channel. There are some awesome stories over there. I have, mainly we're following Karn and Joyra storylines right now, but there's some other stuff going on too. And so if you like magic flavor, you like magic lore, come on over and check it out. I'm having a great time with it. We've got new videos releasing weekly, and everybody seems to be enjoying themselves. So other than that, all I have to say is let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you like what I'm doing here, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff is great for the channel metrics. If you love what I'm doing, hop on the Patreon. And that all being said, go check out my other channel, because I am out of here. Toodaloo!